Hey guys, Jules for WhatCulture.com here, and I want to talk to you today about Star Wars, or more specifically, Darth Vader, the big burnt bastard who sounds like he's one pig squeal inhale away from starting a death metal band. There's a lot of tragedy to his story, both on screen and in the comics and expanded lore, but the one thing that we definitely know about him is he's terrifying in his appearance. So let's take a look at some of the little facets of his suit that you probably didn't notice while you were fleeing in terror. With this in mind, I'm Jules for WhatCulture.com, and these are 10 things you didn't know about Darth Vader's suit.
Hey, just quickly to pop in before the list actually starts, I just want to talk to you about That Film Theory. If you don't know what that is yet, it's a brand new channel that's going to be about video essays, cinematic experiences, a bit more relaxed approach. Hopefully we'll see you there. You can find the details down below.
Number 10. The mask's interior was made out of some very odd stuff. Vader's signature mask is the most important part of his costume, with its sunken eyes and creepy mouth grill making him look intimidating at all times. But actually designing the thing wasn't very easy. In the 1970s, while working on the first film, costume designer John Mollo faced several challenges, including a limited budget. And he needed to make sure that the mask fit actor David Prowse perfectly. But 2005's Revenge of the Sith posed a completely different challenge altogether, deciding what the inside of the mask should look like. Since the interior had never been seen on film before, this was brand new territory for the entire team. Concept design supervisor Ryan Church spent a lot of time mapping out the look. And when it came to the real deal, the team decided that amongst all of the actual circuitry and real computer hard drives, they'd try and sneak a spiky collar into the mix. As if Darth Vader needed any more of a sex fetish vibe, eh? Number 9. An original suit failed to sell at auction. You'd think that anyone would want to own an original, authentic Darth Vader costume, right? But in 2010, one of the actual suits used in Episode 5 simply couldn't attract an owner at auction. Thought to have been made for The Empire Strikes Back, the costume, which was complete including the armor and the mask, started with a reserve price of around £160,000, but bidding stopped at £10,000 short of this figure. When compared to other popular Star Wars props, that's pocket change as well. An R2-D2 droid used in the original trilogy sold for nearly $3 million in 2017, along with Luke Skywalker's lightsaber at $450,000. This is actually a very sad story because a real Vader suit would have made for one hell of a Halloween costume. Number 8. The Empire's budget limitations hampered the suit. Even though Vader's suit looks imposing, shiny, and new, it turns out that thanks to some hurried work by the robots who repaired his crispy body, that they did kind of a bodge job in places. Some of the suit's linkages were faulty and some of the tech was outdated, and heavier, weaker components were used in the mix. In Dark Lord: The Rise of Darth Vader, it's even speculated that these crappy components were purposefully chosen by Palpatine to hamper Vader in combat should he ever look to turn against his master. All in all, the suit required constant upkeep and had a full-time staff to attend to this. Things got even worse when waning Empire funding meant that he had to put up with issues and pains caused by the aging technology. No wonder he was so pissy. Number 7. His mask originally had a different purpose. As it stands, Vader's mask is one of the most iconic looks outside of that bilateral meat thong that your mother wears when I pop over. There's my one per list. But originally, it was meant to just be a throwaway prop. In an original draft of the script, it was just meant to be a breathing apparatus that allowed Vader to move between two ships in space, and originally he was going to take it off to reveal a grim-faced general. Yet, thanks to George Lucas's endless rewriting, it was changed in the 4th draft to the flambéed phenom of fear that we know today. Number 6. The suit would cost over $18 million in real life. Ever wanted to build a Darth Vader suit of your own? Well, it's gonna cost you a lot. An inquiry conducted by Shade Station reasoned that an authentic, functional Vader costume would cost around $18.3 million to build in real life. You can go to their website to see how the augmented reality, prosthetic limbs, and even maintenance of the suit were broken down, but to be honest, I stopped reading when I heard it would cost me an arm and a leg. Puns, I've got them. Number 5. Magnetic boots allow him to cling to surfaces. Vader's suit is full of all sorts of tricks and special abilities, including blaster-resistant armor plating, respiratory controls, optical magnification, and a handy-dandy hand sanitizer dispenser. Okay, maybe not that last one. But one of its coolest and most unknown features has to be the strong voice-activated magnets built into the boots. The soles of these boots housed a ferromagnetic core, which could be activated and deactivated with a simple verbal command. And you can actually see these in action in the Star Wars Rebels Season 2 finale, when he literally arrives atop his TIE starfighter. Number 4. Vader is basically a samurai. It's no secret that George Lucas was a fan of director Akira Kurosawa's work, with the Star Wars creator openly acknowledging that he took heavy inspiration from Kurosawa's 1958 samurai movie The Hidden Fortress. And once he realized this, the fighting with sword-like weapons, the robes, the mission of Jedi trying to keep the peace throughout the galaxy all chimes with this influence, and Vader's suit is no exception. When Vader dons his cape, it's a bit more difficult to tell, but without it, his look is clearly reminiscent of the kabuto armor worn by Japanese warriors, specifically the thick shoulder pads and dome-shaped helmet. So yeah, in essence, Darth Vader is a samurai. Pretty cool. Number 3. The suit literally feeds him. Despite graciously inviting Han, Leia, and Chewie to attend a banquet on Cloud City in The Empire Strikes Back, don't you think it's weird that we never actually see Vader eat or drink anything? I mean, he still has to eat, right? Well, it turns out that he does, but, well, it's not too pleasant. In the 2015 novel Star Wars: Absolutely Everything You Need to Know, it states, Darth Vader cannot eat normally because he has been injured so badly. Instead, his life support armor feeds nutrient fluids directly into his body. In his private chamber, Vader can remove his helmet and use a feeding tube. Oh, Brill, that sounds absolutely gross. Number 2. He once had an official boot polisher. Ever wonder how Darth keeps his outfit looking so shiny and clean? Well, it's because he had a young whipping boy polish and scrub his armor down all the time, of course. In the 1983 Star Wars Annual Number 3, The Apprentice, which is now part of the non-canonical Legends material, there are 7 hilarious panels depicting Vader trying to assert his authority over a group of Imperial officers, while a young boy hovers awkwardly around his lower regions with a cloth. To be fair, in amongst his galaxy-dominating antics, Vader doesn't exactly have time for the necessary TLC to keep his suit in such pristine fashion. Why not kill 2 birds with 1 stone and clean and work simultaneously? And from the boys' perspective, just imagine having Sith Lord boot polisher on your resume. I'd bloody hire him. And number 1, Vader relies on his suit for bathroom duties. So I started talking earlier about Vader's eating habits, but what about when the food goes, well, south? Well, it turns out that while Lucas isn't keen to answer the question of whether or not Vader has a dick, something close to a confirmation actually came from Lucasfilm's Pablo Hidalgo, the man responsible for maintaining Star Wars canon. In response to a fan on Twitter who asked how Vader goes to the bathroom, Hidalgo had this to say: "You didn't hear it from me, but I think the relevant anatomy got burned off and Vader relies on the suit." Well, I guess we all know why he did that huge no at the end now, because it was bye-bye bellend.